believe you can change this here. Yeah, here we go. Character scene. Oh, okay, it doesn't have the text scene. Okay. So now we have lowercase text. This is this is when I think if you have a response and say you typed it in all text, it would take your text and convert it to just lowercase, so you're not just screaming at them. Passes rejects validation. Now this one is I'm not yeah this this is advanced. I'm not really sure about this one. A rejects to text. I'm not to test. I'm not sure what a rejects is. Maybe if you looked it up and did some research on it, you could be able to do it, but not really sure what that one is. Uppercase text, that's the same as lowercase. So if you typed in all lowercase and you wanted to make your character like scream or something when you type, it would convert your text to all uppercase. So say like you type like hello, it'd make everything hello and you just like scream. So okay. String is empty. This one if so say you ask a question here and you type nothing and try to hit enter, if it's empty, so nothing's there, you could have it transfer to a scene that says, "Oh, you typed in nothing. Make sure you go back here and type in something." And if it's not empty, then it'll just skip it and go to the next scene. So you're fine. But this is like just to make sure you don't type an empty response, I guess. String is not empty, it's the same thing. So if it's not empty, it'll give you to a page that says, "Oh, you did type something," and if it is empty, then it'll give you to a failure page that you can check here. So if it's empty, it'll transition to a scene. If it's not empty, it'll transition to another scene. Find and replace. This one, let's see. We could try this one. So let's say type pizza and see what happens. And character, this guy. Alright, so when you type pizza, I'm guessing it'll find pizza and let's replace it with mango. I don't know. So when it does that, it'll transition to scene. So here's another one we're gonna save user response. So this will transfer to block find and replace. So it's gonna replace pizza with mango, and then this will transfer to block save user response, and this will save it as mango or whatever you want to call it. So now it'll transition to scene, new scene here, and now we do this again. The money sign props.mango. There we go. So this will transition to scene 2. So this should display mango now when we do this. So mango. Okay. Create new experience. Text input. Alright. Now run out of characters. Ah, that's a monster. Okay. So string. Alright, fine. Oh, we're almost done. Nice. So, alright. So find and replace and trim. Trim any spaces. So I tested this one before. So say, alright, I'm gonna open Notepad here and show you. Say a character asks, "What is your name?" And you put like Alex. But if you put Alex and went to the beginning and did a bunch of spaces like that, when it displays your answer, like when a character like says, "Oh, hello Alex" as your name, it'll have all these spaces in it. So it'll be like it'll mess up the dialogue pop-up box right here. So if you put that as this trim thing would get rid of all these spaces and just have your name as Alex. So And again, if you put spaces at the end here, it would mess up the dialogue again. But this trim makes sure is to get rid of that. So, okay. Add new response equals. So this one is a good one for like specific answers that can like be nothing else. So the monster yells at you, "What is 7 plus 8?" So that can never be another answer. That always has to be 15. So this transitions the block response equals, and the value has to be 15. So if it's equal to it, it'll be go to a new scene, and yes, it is 15. Or no, wrong. So okay, we can add the retry button. Transition to scene 1, and end experience. So this one's good for like passwords. Like if a character in your game gives you a password and you can enter it in, and if you enter in the wrong password, obviously it's not going to work. So you have to enter in the specific password that your character gave you. And if you didn't, then well, it's going to mess up. So let's see what we have next here. Add new string, parse alpha. So just like the parse alpha numeric up here, I guess this gets rid of just numbers. So if your name was like you put like Jaden with a 7 for no reason, I guess it'll get rid of that 7 and just make your name Jaden like that. So but I mean, how can you have 1XXX, like, how can you have a name like that if you put that? So that's if you want to have just legit names in your game, I guess. Now save user response, we'll get to that one. And uppercase the first word in a string, that's the same one as uppercase first word. Okay, yes, that's the same exact one. So that'll just like, if you type this as your name and you put it through that, it'll do that and capitalize it. So this one, save user response, this is the one you're gonna use a lot. So we'll do that here. So, and this will be the last one. So, say we're making a game. This quarter asks you, "Hello, traveler. What is your name?" So, oops, oh, that was retarded of me. Okay, here, scene 1. Hello, traveler. What is your name? And the quarter. Alright, so now I'm going to type my name, right? So that'll go through, let's try this too. We'll try the uppercase first word of the character. Okay. First word. Whatever. Alright, so we'll run it through this, and then that'll save the response. Okay. So this will go to transition to block, and uppercase first word, and uppercase first word will transition to block, save user response. You don't have to have something here, you can just have it save user response of whatever you type. So now if we hit add new scene, we'll just have like a scene here. And so we'll say this is name. Transition to scene 2. Thank you. I will remember that forever. Okay, thank you. Alright, so now you have a response. Okay, thank you. It'll transition to a new scene. Alright, so now he's going to say, okay, well, I forgot your name already. So now you want to do money sign, this. Oh, that's not money sign. Oops. Alright, this props.name, and this your name. So now it'll ask, was this your name? And yes, it was. Okay, so whatever you type here is what's gonna come up here and say, is this your name? So yes, that was my name. Okay, now I think that's all the strings. Yep. All right, let's go test it on the phone. All right, so now we're gonna test the tutorial to test if it's an email or not. So we enter in an email and we see what happens. So just enter in that crap and okay, so that's an email because that's at gmail.com. So we end the experience and then click on it again. It says now if we enter in something that's not an email, like that number, it'll say nope, that's not an email. Now let's test the numeric one. And this gets rid of our like percent symbols that we add and all this other crap. So if we add a bunch of numbers and then percent and then pound, pound, percent, slash. So it gets rid of all that because they're not numbers, I guess. Alright, now we test, let's see. Now we can test the one where it says the weather's yes out or good outside. So we put yes, the weather, pretend that's weather is good. Now make sure you don't capitalize the yes because it won't work because we put the lowercase one. So maybe you use the one that converts it into lowercase so yours doesn't mess up. Like right here, look. If you type in capital yes, it'll it'll mess up and it won't work. Yeah. Okay. And then here is the one where it's 7 plus 8 and 16 is wrong. So then we put 15 and that's correct. Alright. And then the next one is to test if our name is James or not, or if what our name is. So we put James, and there you go. You'll remember that. And you forgot our name, so then there it's James. And look how the J is capitalized because we put the uppercase thing. So yeah, they all work. So sick.